Yes, 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 yes. Frank Lampard, you beautiful man. Thank you for implementing such an amazing tactical system. This was all down to Frank Lampard. From the minute he got the lineup, to the tactics, to the timing of the subs as well, he knew how to get at Man City, how to counter them, how to find their Achilles heel, and this was what effectively won us the game in the end, you guys. You know, as a fan base at times, I feel like we can forget that, we're a club where when we're the underdogs, that's when you have to be particularly careful. At times, especially during this game, we had a few nervy moments. I mean, that's naturally going to happen. You're playing against a great Man City team that have so many dangerous attacking players. There's no way that any team can play the perfect game for a full 90 minutes. It doesn't work like that. For me, the team dug in. They had confidence in the system that Lampard gave them. They apply themselves, they work hard, they sacrifice, and in that sense, this was a classic Chelsea win of yesteryear. Guys, in today's match review, I'm going to be speaking about the Christensens and the Christians. I'll be speaking about our defense, Kante. Oh, there's so many great talking points, you guys. There's so many, so much. But before I get into anything, if you like today's video, if you're happy with our win against Man City, then show that in the like button, you guys. Smash the hell out of that. Help me get over 3,000 likes for today's match review. And to kick things off, I think we need to start with that lineup. Now, we didn't see players like your Rubens. We never saw Kovacic. We never saw Jorginho. And there was a big reason for that, you guys. With the lineup Lampard put out, the game plan was to play on the counter-attack, defend, and tactically, and I'm going to be very brief with the tactics, we use a mid-block setup with an onus on counter-attack. That meant that we needed midfielders that had the pace of running behind, because when you start with Giroud up front, you know that Giroud doesn't have those capabilities to, run the channels and, running behind defenses. That's not his game. So he needed your Masons and your Barclays to make runs in behind him. And of course, their runs which stretched the Man City defense, which forced their defense back, created more space for your players like your Williams and your Pulisic to wreak havoc, carry the ball to drift inside to go 1v1, and that was effectively how we won the game against Man City. The game plan wasn't to go toe-v-toe against Man City. It wasn't to just outpossess them again, because last time we did that, our possession game affected our attacking game. After the first goal that Kante scored in the first game against them, in the 21st minute, we didn't create a single shot on goal the entire game, and it was quite obvious that Lampard accepted that, okay, this was the team playing at their limit, and we still weren't able to really beat Man City at their game. We have to go back to a style that we're familiar with, that we have the players for, that they have the physicality for too, and this is why we got the win against Man City tonight. For me, the tactics were just beautiful. We allowed Man City to have the ball out wide, because our game plan the entire time was to just use a mid-block, keep our shape, be very compact essentially, and force Man City to come to us. And, from large parts of the game, and, I know with me saying this, we're all going to remember that the nervy moments, but I guarantee you guys, for some of you keen fans that obviously watch the game again like me, you'll have a completely different perspective again, and you'll start to feel a lot more confident that, wow, we were actually quite confident against Man City. Now, I think it's just time to get straight into the moments of the game. To start off with, I want to talk about our defense. Now, I was very impressed with our defense. For me, this was by far the best game that both Christensen and Rudiger had played together. I thought Christensen and Rudiger were both colossuses. I give them the same player rating if I was doing that right now. I thought Rudiger was winning everything in the air. He was winning everything aerially when it came to defending set pieces too. I thought his positional game was very good. He got very tight and aggressive. His passing up from the back was crucial too. And this was matched by Andreas Christensen. Very big performance, great performance. The composure this guy possesses. I feel as a fan base, we don't really give him enough praise. We don't give Christensen enough credit. I can really see him blossoming to be one of the best centre-backs in this league comfortably. Today, he was winning everything. He was tracking runs, intercepting like crazy. And that's the thing I love the most. Today, against Man City, a team that looked to overload between the lines. At times, you want your centre-back to actually have the confidence to leave his offensive line, push out, and make interceptions. And that's something that Andreas Christensen did time and time again. I think one player that can inspire your defense and give them that confidence to do that was N'Golo Kante. Now, I feel like he's going to be the most controversial talking point from the game, because some people might feel like, Kante was quite poor today, he was really bad. I want to see Jorginho or cover there. I don't think that Kante can play as a CDM. My take is that we're playing against Man City, one of the best teams in the world, playing this style of football. No one's going to play a 10 out of 10 just consistent game. And to be honest, how many times has Kante played perfect games against big teams? If he isn't at his 10 out of 10 best, we can't use that against him. Now with Kante today, I thought defensively he was very good. And that was always going to be the game plan because we looked to play counter-attack. Kante won so many headers, which was really surprising, and it's quite funny because people mentioned that, due to his height, he's not going to win too much aerially, but that was something Kante constantly did. I liked how he was constantly screening Kevin De Bruyne, and I think that's why, other than De Bruyne's incredible free kick, which I'll touch upon very soon, I thought he was quite quiet in the game today. And I think that's because Kante helped give that extra defensive protection, that willingness to cover the ground, cover the distances, the tackling ability. It came into effect. It worked with the team and the style we use against Man City. And for me, even though Kante wasn't perfect, I thought it was a very good defense performance and the type of one we needed against Man City tonight. Now, I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long, but I think it's time to speak about Christian Pulisic. Now, defensively, I was very impressed. I've been criticising him throughout the seasons, around the first part of the season, because during those times, I thought Christensen's defensive game just wasn't good enough for the team. That was one of the main reasons why Lampard wasn't playing him consistently. But since then, as Christian has proved throughout the season, he improves, he gets better, he accepts the challenges that the manager gives him, and he works hard to prove him wrong. I thought Christian gave Alonso a lot of great protection down the flanks, and Christian's ability to then carry the ball and skip past Man City was just beautiful to see at times. Now, every now and then maybe he overran a tiny bit. However, you guys, when it came to those decisive moments, those big moments, Christian Pulisic turned up. Now, the first goal we scored, all the credit goes to Christian entirely because, he had that ambition. He had the confidence to just take his chances. The gamble paid off. He had the ball, he ran at the City defence, and Mendy just didn't know what to do. He was just completely panicking, it was obvious. And when you're in that type of situation where you're 1v1 against Christian Pulisic with his low centre of gravity, his ability to just change direction very quickly, and that acceleration that comes from absolutely nowhere, you're going to pay the price. And paid the price he did. And that's because Christian, with his ice cool composure, just buried that ball into the bottom right corner. Beautiful goal, 1-0 up. Slightly against the play. However, you take these goals and these moments how they come. Tonight, I thought Christian's performance was good. It was a shame that he couldn't make it too. His second opportunity was literally exactly the same as the first goal. His running behind, and so unfortunate that when all he had to do right at the end was just hit the ball into the back of the net, apply a bit more power, a bit more weight behind it, could have made it too. And again, this performance becomes something even more special. That wasn't to be the case, and of course that's not going to take away from his overall game. He gave the team a great platform. Lampard definitely would have taken notice. It's great to see that Christian has that confidence now to really lead the team in games like this. And again, I'm very happy for him, happy for the team, and just happy in general, you guys. Now, during that second half, wow, the pressure that Man City did apply at times, that came when Man City made the right subs. I think that, the reality is they have played more games than us. I think the players are feeling fatigue. They didn't have many strong options off the bench because they have quite a few players injured at this point in time. And I definitely do feel like the fatigue part did work in our favour against Man City tonight. Their best spell came when De Bruyne scored one of the best free kicks of the season. This was an unstoppable free kick that you can't defend against. It's not Kepa's fault. His feet work was very good to even get in that position to try and save that shot. But this was a 10 out of 10 perfect golazo that you just have to admire and just clap for. And, it's quite funny because I thought De Bruyne was quite quiet in that sense. He wasn't literally affecting the game every single time. And that was testament to Lampard's game plan. The players work great, etc., etc. Once that goal came in, you could see the confidence start to seep back into that Man City team. We start to feel the nerves a bit. And, during that time when, I was on social media, the fan base is just panicking. Oh, we're terrible. We're not good enough. We're nowhere near the level, etc., etc. Sometimes these moments happen in a game. You're never going to play that perfect 10 out of 10 game. Sometimes you have to roll with the punches, and roll with them we did. Lampard made the right subs at the right time Tammy Abraham coming on for Giroud was the perfect sub to make because that meant that the midfielders could stay a bit deeper towards Kante, giving us more protection in those areas. We could use the pace, intelligence and great movement of Tammy Abraham to really just stretch Man City's defence even more. And as I've been stressing, the game plan was to isolate Man City's defence. It was to force them back away from the rest of their team and their midfield, where we could use our pace, movement and skill to really affect them. Tammy brought that different dimension to our attack, and it was no surprise that as we fought past the Man City pressure, we started to create opportunities down the flanks again. We had a crazy period where it was just like, how have we not scored? The Christian effort came, Williams' effort came, and you're thinking, oh my god, like, is this going to be another one of these games where we don't get the results we deserve? That wasn't to be the case. Thank God for Willian, the biggest scapegoat this season. At times, I feel like the criticism he gets from his fan base is too much, especially in the context of this season where he has been very good and when it's been one of his best seasons. He used ridiculous acceleration to just bomb past De Bruyne. He was desperate to try and pull him back and foul him, couldn't even do that. He then set up Tammy Abraham, and then that whole scramble inside the box eventually worked out in our favour, with Fernandinho rightfully getting sent off and Willian rightfully burying that ball in the back of the net. Once that goal went in, it was quite obvious that we had won the game at that point in time. It felt like Man City just were running on empty afterwards. And of course, going down to 10 men means that we had that numerical advantage. So the game worked out perfectly for us. And you know what? I guess my only complaint for the game tonight was that right after kickoff, we weren't praised. The commentators didn't mention us. It's like they completely forgot that we were playing against Man City, because the entire time they were just speaking about Liverpool, 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 Liverpool. Honestly, it was a bit embarrassing at times, I'm not going to lie. I just think sometimes, I understand there's a bit of a media bias towards them. I get it. A lot of former players, running things behind the scenes, but still, come on, focus on the game on the TV. But anyway, you guys, we did it. I'm sure that most of us thought that we weren't getting the win today. As I'm going to say with my final words, we are Chelsea fans. We are Chelsea Football Club. We never write this team off. We never, ever write this team off. And I hope people learnt their lessons today. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to wrap things up and keep things moving. I'm going to release the player ratings and other videos for tomorrow instead, because I think it's quite late and I think most of you guys are going to be in bed afterwards. So I'll see you then. I'm in the FC. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll see you guys later with some more videos.